Right, that should have sorted it, kind of. See if it has. Kind of. Right, that's summed it up. God, this has been a disaster, hasn't it? Right. Now, time to continue. Don't stream with a capture card, people. It just doesn't work. But at least I can finish this cup now. It's going to be my goal. If I can get past stealth, that is. He's a bit of an asshole. But yeah, Sup09CZS. Don't know how you got that idea for a name, but it's better than my first name. But yeah, you caught me at a moment which had happened already before. It's just the usual thing when I'm recording on consoles. Pretty much. I prefer to record on PC for that reason, because don't have to do all this bullshit with the freaking capture card and shit. Ah, I see. Like, that's usually the sort of thing you put on your password. Well, actually, maybe not, because that actually might be a bit too obvious. But yeah. Right, my name wasn't really that great to begin with, so I don't really have a right to talk. Yep, as you can see, the tyres are burning already. Now, hopefully I don't crash in the middle of one of these things, because it does happen, if you get unlucky. I'm amazed that I'm in first place. After all the shit that's been going on, I'm amazed that I'm in first place right now. Like, it can go from, like, last place to first place, like, very quickly. At least in this cup, like, in the Hot Wheels Cup, there's just no chance. Like, you fuck up once and... Oh, no, not the Hot Wheels Cup. In the Twin Wheel Cup, if you fuck up once, it's over. Like, you cannot finish it. So, yeah, I can't freaking do that shit, unfortunately. But, yeah. Let's try and get back to it. There's a lot of laps in this game as well. I suppose it gives you an opportunity to bounce back. So it is a good idea, like, to do that stuff, because, like, if you think about it, it gives everybody a chance to bounce back when you have, like, 6 laps, and this game makes it pretty easy to bounce back, unless you're doing, as I say, the Twin Wheel Cup. So, yeah. That's one of this game's pros, if you ask me. But it's not one of those games like Mario Kart where it's all gimmicks. Yeah, it has a few gimmicks here and there, but it's like, it's mostly about skill and shit. Like, there are other Hot Wheels games, but this is probably the best of the bunch. Like, a lot of Hot Wheels games really suck. Like, I had a Hot Wheels game called Stunt Track Challenge, and it was terrible. Granted, it did have car customization, I'm not going to deny that, but, like, other than that, it was pretty shit. Like, this game is just so much better. Yeah, I don't know how many there are though, like, there's probably billions by now, because it is a licensed game. There's probably one for every console. Though, I have noticed that licensed games aren't as much of a commodity as they used to be these days. Like, you don't see them as much, unless they're going to put, like, a ton of money into them, like Shadow of War and shit. Then, you're not going to see them. It's like, oh shit. I think publishers have learned their lesson with... What am I doing? Yeah. Hang on, what am I doing? I think I've fucked myself. Big time. Yeah, this is how you don't play Hot Wheels Turbo Racing, people. Fortunately, the AI has given me a chance, and I'm only in 5th place. Someone must be really terrible at this game to lose to me, because, like, man, I'm doing terrible here. Yeah, exactly. Like, that's what it's all about, you see. Like, that's why I say put money into. I didn't say put effort into. Yeah. Like, anyone can put money into shit, but like, putting effort into it, like, that's a different story. I mean, just look at Metal Gear Survive, for example. I never seem to land those tricks at all. When I do like lots and lots of tricks with this, I just can't land it because it just goes by too quickly. Don't know how I did that. It was a pro maneuver, I swear. God, I'm gonna lose this, aren't I? Just simply because I fucked myself early on. I've done pretty well to do as well as I've done so far, so yeah, you can't knock me, really, considering the fact that I have won every single race up until now. The only sad thing about it is I was doing well up until now, and then eventually I fucked myself later on. And then, yeah, screwed myself over. Yeah, the turning's a bit tight in this game, but yeah, I'm kind of fucked here. That wasn't very good of me. Forza 7, yeah, I heard that had some loot boxes in it as well. That's what's going to happen if people keep buying Overwatch and games like that, you see, that's what they'll do. Other games will jump on the bandwagon. It's just the sad truth, I guess. Well, I suppose it's a Grand Prix, so I can still carry on, but it just means I have to do better next time. Oh, and that actually surprises me, the fact that the hype on Forza wasn't as big as Shadow of War, because like a lot of people like Forza. Like, I enjoyed Forza Horizon, but like Shadow of War's like kind of a movie license game. It's, I don't know, maybe it's just because I'm not big into Lord of the Rings, but to me, like, it's all about, like, Forza just has more going for it because it's a racing game series that actually has some decent racing games in it, like Horizon and shit. Because I actually liked Forza Horizon. Oh yeah, I like this power up because you can blow people up with it, as you can see there. This is another one of those tracks where it's just pure chaos, usually at that point as well. But yeah, that's what I like about this game. Like, it has some really crazy tracks that are just chaotic. Like, if F-Zero GX had cars, it would be this. Like, this is basically the same thing as F-Zero GX, but with cars, and not half as fast. That's what this is. I mean, it's not as good as F-Zero GX, but it's got the chaos of F-Zero GX. Like, people just blowing up randomly and shit, and all that lot. That's what I like in racing games, just chaos everywhere, but with minimal gimmicks. I'm not a big fan of gimmicks, but if you add, like, chaotic elements, then, yeah, I'm probably going to like it. It's like Burnout. I like Burnout for the same thing. Like, no gimmicks, just lots of crashing and, like... Isn't it funny how EA have made a lot of really good racing games, or have gotten development teams to make racing games for them, like Criterion? Like, EA kind of have a monopoly over car racing games in a way. Well, they kind of do now because, like, Rockstar aren't bothering to make Midnight Club, so yeah, like street racing games at least. Well, I miss Midnight Club. Midnight Club 3 was the shit. But, like, I mean, I didn't mind Midnight Club LA. Midnight Club LA was fun, but, like, I liked the customization of it, but most of it was just like I wasn't too big of a fan of the AI, and the controls weren't as good as the PS2 version because I hate having to use, like, I like using X to accelerate, not the triggers to accelerate. That's another thing that annoys me about more modern racing games. They have to use the triggers, and it kind of annoys me. Like, why change what's not broken? I just don't get that. Like, it just makes more sense to me to use the X button to accelerate. But maybe that's just me. Maybe we thought, well, an accelerator looks kind of similar to a trigger in a way. Oh shit. I just love how people just run into me and just blow up. It's just hilarious. Yeah, I heard that as well, but and to be honest, I'm kind of glad that Criterion didn't make a new F-Zero, because if they did, they'd fuck it up, because they'd add crashes to it, and that's just not F-Zero. Like, Criterion should just stick to making Burnout. That's what they do. I mean, like, crashes in F-Zero, that would be just brutally unfair. Like, it's a game that you're traveling at light speed, so, of course, like, if you crashed, like, once and it, like, made you see a freaking scene, then it would be a bit unfair. Plus, it would kind of fuck up with the whole energy and boost system as well, because it's just like, what's the point in energy management if you just blow up by touching anything, like, touching things anyways, you know what I mean? Oh, shit. Reversing in this game is not my forte, I'm not gonna lie. Hang on. I can't see what position I'm in. You're all going down now. Yeah, that's what I thought. You as well. Yeah, I can't see whether I'm in, like, first position or last position or what position. Oh, there we go. Like, yeah, it does, and that's the thing, but it's not the end of the world if you crash. That's one of the things that annoyed me about, like, recent Need for Speed games, the fact that they had, like, these crash things in it. I mean, in Burnout it worked because you could use after-touch takedowns, which was pretty cool, and it gave you a second chance. Whereas, like, in the Need for Speed games, they don't do that shit, which is kind of depressing, because it's just like, all you're doing is wasting our time by watching us crash. No one wants to see a Lamborghini, like, smashed up. Who wants to see a smashed up Lamborghini? But who, like, then again, who wants to see a smashed up Fiat Punto? I know I do. But yeah, like, it's like when you have all these licensed cars, why would you have it so that you can crash them and shit? Like, it doesn't make sense to me. Like, wouldn't it make more sense? Like, you want to see them look good, you know what I mean? Oh shit. That's probably going to cost me. Yeah, oh shit. The door killed me. Hang on, let me just turn around. I just love the physics of this game so much. Like, they make no sense. That's why I like them so much. Yeah, pretty much. I mean, it's like Burnout 3 was fun because of the same reason why this is fun. Like, it was just pure chaos, but that's not what Need for Speed is supposed to be about. Need for Speed are just pure racing games. They're not supposed to be about chaos. They're supposed to be about personalization and, like, having a cool looking car as you, like, race at high speeds. That's what Need for Speed is all about. It's not Need for Crash, it's Need for Speed. There's a difference. If I want to smash cars up, I'll play Burnout. And yeah, I mean, I don't think Criterion are a bad developer, it's just that there's just some games they should not be doing. I don't know if I took the checkpoint or not. Why is my car black now? And that's not a racist slur, by the way. It just... What the... You see why I love this game? Do you see why? Even though I'm in last place. I have to make sure I've got the checkpoint. I don't even know if I've got the checkpoint because I fucked up so much. Now I've got the checkpoint. What I don't get is why is my car turned black? Well, it looks like I'm driving the Batmobile, like, somehow. Yeah, I've clearly lost this race. This is the best graphical glitch of all time. Maybe I'm the only one who can see it, but... Oh, no, it's on the stream as well. Yep. So you can all see this epic graphical glitch. Yeah, but I think they've already finished the race, so basically I'm in dead last. Great. The whole game's fucking up and I'm loving it. Like, the stream's fucking up, the game's fucking up, everything's fucking up. It's just total chaos is this stream. That's what this stream has been from beginning to end. Chaos. But you can't help but laugh at it, because it's just the sort of chaos that you just... that's kind of comedic. Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, that was a bit anticlimactic for getting last place. I want to see my standings. Lambos look pretty smushed as it is. Yeah, pretty much. God, Purple Passion's catching up to me. I better be careful. The next race I really have to concentrate, otherwise I'm fucked. Oh, this is the final one. The Snake River Mine. Yeah, more realistic. It's the same old, same old. I'm sick and tired of games trying to be realistic. This game isn't realistic. I mean, come on, like, you have, like, loop-de-loops, and cars can actually drive on loop-de-loops. Like, that can't happen in real life because physics. When you have fucked up physics like this game, you have good fun. It's the same with F-Zero GX. Fucked up physics, so it's fun, automatically. Yeah, that's another thing, the tracks are awesome. Like this, you could not do this in real life. But you can in this game. That's why it's awesome. So why can't games try to aim for what this game's going for? Why I didn't get turbos there, I have no idea. Oh, it should be working again. I'm just gonna... yeah, it's going. Hopefully it's going. If it isn't, if something's not right with the stream, do tell me. That way I can fix it. But now what I'm gonna focus on is winning this race. And trying not to fuck it up. Yeah, solved it quickly this time. Like, that's the thing, OBS, sometimes it wants to work, but other times it doesn't, you know what I mean? Like, OBS has a mind of its own. Like, sometimes, oh, it's gonna work. Other times, nope, not gonna work. It's just, it's like playing the lottery. That's what it's like streaming with OBS with a capture card. It just, sometimes it just doesn't want to know. Other times, yeah, it works. And you feel like an idiot. Yeah, they passed me, but I just, they all crashed, so I just got past them. Now I just need to get past this guy. I thought that was a form... holy shit. Apple peeler! Yeah, past him. Stealth's doing pretty well. To say that, like... He's not the best car in this cup. Like, Twin Mill just outclasses it in every way, but... yeah. Then again, he hasn't been the one that's crashing. Like, everybody else crashed at that freaking wheel section. God, my handling is dreadful. But I am using a D-pad, and to be honest, I'm not really using the brakes. I should be using the brakes, but I'm not. I really hope there's commentary. That's all I can say. Because I can't tell. I love how you can do shit like that as well. And that. Yeah, let's just get through this quickly. F-Zero style. Just use the boost to get through. Or turbo in this case. That's the thing about this game, you can use the boost to get through and do a barrel roll. So, this game clearly knows what it's doing. Ah, fuck. I always do this as well, and I just let this guy pass as well. Thank God for this game's physics, that's all I can say. If it wasn't for this game's physics, I wouldn't be able to, like, turn from a wall. Yeah, give it some. Now I just have to not fuck up for the next few laps as well. Oh boy, here come the wheels. Yeah, past the wheels. Oh. We're getting there. Just another lap and this should be finished. Oh shit. I'll have to check. But I can't check right now, obviously. But I probably will check after I finish this race, because this is the last race in the GP. Oh shit. Hopefully I win the GP, otherwise it's going to look a bit embarrassing, isn't it? And this game is, like, I feel sorry for the kids who played this game, because if you lose in this game, the game tells you that you have absolutely no skills whatsoever if you lose. Like, that's what the game says. Like, yeah, that's certainly encouraging for kids. like, you lost to the video game, you have absolutely no skills whatsoever. Like, talk about encouragement. Fuck. Yeah, this game's about teaching kids the reality of what it's like to suck. If you suck, you suck. There's no sugarcoating it. You suck. That's basically it. So get better. And that's kind of what this game's all about, really. Yeah, pretty much. This game definitely does that. Oh, it does. I mean, like as I say, I'm not a fan of, like, games that are just ridiculously hard. I mean, I'm not going to say that I don't like God Hand, because, like, it does a lot of cool shit, but it's just not fun to play a lot of the time sometimes. Like, it just gets to a point where it's just not fun anymore, and I just have to stop playing. Either that, or, like, it just gets a bit too, like, because the problem with God Hand is the fact that your, like, one arm has to do literally everything because of the controls layout. It's annoying. That was the longest fall ever. But yeah. You're not a loser, you're the last winner. But yeah, definitely. I mean, as I say, I just don't, like, I'm just not as keen on, like, difficult games as other people are, personally. I just prefer games to be just, like, I mean, I don't mind losing in games, but if a game's, like, ridiculously hard, like, masochistically hard, I just don't have time for that shit. Like, I wanna make progress, you know what I mean? I mean, I can pull up with games like God Hand to some degree, but I can't help but get frustrated by them, though. It's like why I'm not going to do the Twin Mill Cup, because it's fucking frustrating. God, this guy's going to beat me if I don't do anything. Oh, he's in last place. Yeah, I'm in first place, so he's not going to beat me. Yeah, this is a solid win, if I can make it past the wheels, that is. It's all coming down to this. Shit! Oh well. Knew I was going to fuck that up. But we won. Even for two drunk guys to funk. Like, I bet the people who made this game were drunk. Like, and I'm not complaining, because Like, this is a game that you should play drunk. Yeah, that's a win. Player 1 has mad skills. Yeah, thank God I didn't lose, otherwise it said player 1 has no skills whatsoever. Like, that is just soul destroying. If you lose in this game will destroy your soul. Jin is dead. There is another cup, secret car cup. Let's do it. I should have picked a different car, but it's not that big of a deal. I can do this cup. Yeah, pretty much. I mean, I don't like games that troll you with, like, gameplay mechanics, but if a game's just gonna be like, you suck, then that's kind of different. But when it trolls you, it's just kind of annoying. It's just like, oh yeah, like, we totally did this specifically to piss you off. I always do this every single time, like, just land on my back. Now I wonder why I always blow up all the time. Speaking of blowing up, there's a lot of blowing up in this freaking track because there's a lot of hazards. This track is one of my favourite tracks though, I'm not gonna lie. It's pretty cool. Yeah, I'm definitely not going to take that jump because I'll blow up, so I'm going to take the long path for once. But yeah, this track is pretty cool. I do like this track. This is actually supposed to be like where this car that I'm driving is made. It's actually manufactured at this slime thing. Yeah, there's a slime works. I don't know what it is, but it has something to do with this because the track is called Rigger Motor Slime Works. And this car that I'm driving is the Rigger Motor. Like, this is the Rigger Masher, so this is where my car goes to get smashed up and turned into, like, aluminium and shit. Which I think is kind of ironic considering the fact that I'm driving this car. Oh shit. The dreaded wall of doom. I love how there's just a wall that's just spinning with no explanation. He just blew up right behind me. Oh shit, I'm running into the axe! I shouldn't be running into the axe, I should be running away from the axe. Oh, not the axe, the saw. I also love the western music that plays in this game, it's just so fitting. Because it just makes it more intense, but in a kind of like campy, comical way, if you know what I mean. That's what this game is. This game is just campy, comical fun. Like, the freaking announcer's Texan, and just everything about this game is just pure camp. Let's be honest. Like, the developers knew what they were doing with this game. Let's make something that's just crazy. Like, what happened to games like that? Like, games that are just so crazy. Now it has to be something like, we need to have some sort of deep meaning with our games. Like, fuck deep meaning. I mean, nothing against games that try to have deep meaning. Like, they can be good and all, but there's more to games than trying to be deep and, like, have all these meanings. What happens to just smashing people and just blowing people up? Like, that's what games were all about back in the day. See? He knows what I'm talking about. That guy who just blew up over there, like, that's what this game's all about. Like, just the crazy chaos. That's what it's all about. Yeah, Wild West track, because this is a freaking Wild West game. Like, the freaking announcer is Texan. What more do you want? This is like the Pokémon Coliseum of racing games. That's what this is. Like, some would argue that this game's too edgy for kids. But you know what, like, that's the thing, it's just like, why can't kids just let you, like, why can't kids games just let you play as a badass instead of like a freaking 10-year-old kid? Like, that's one thing that Pokemon Coliseum got right. Like, when I was a kid, I didn't want to be another 10-year-old kid. I wanted to be a freaking I want to be a freaking adult. You know what I mean? Like, I want to be like this cool guy, not a freaking kid I could relate to. You know what I mean? Let me play as someone cool. You know what I mean? That's one of the things that annoyed me about Pokemon games, like the newer Pokemon games. Like, after Colosseum, I expected all the protagonists to be like adult characters, or at least teenagers and shit. Like, not freaking children again. Like, especially considering the fact that we're all growing up, and that there's still an audience of our generation that still enjoy Pokemon. Like, give us another character or something. Like, I wouldn't be that bothered if Colosseum didn't already do it and it worked. Because it did work with Colosseum, so do it again. Like, just because you're catering to kids doesn't mean that you have to make the protagonist a kid too. Like, kids want to be adults. I mean, I don't know about you guys, but like when I was growing up, like, all the kids. Okay, this should be fixed now. Right, but yeah. And yeah, like, a Pokemon game where you play as the gym leader, that would be so awesome. Like, why can't we just make our own gyms? Like, it'd be like secret bases from Ruby and Sapphire and Emerald, like, where you can, like make all these, like, puzzles for people to solve before they actually fight you. And you can actually, like, use your friend codes and shit to, like, use your friend codes as, like, the, like, trash trainers. So, like, anyone who's on your friends list can be, like, one of the trash trainers that people have to fight, and they have to fight their ghost. And then you can play online against, like, your ghost, in a way. Or you could just, like, have, like, a actual online fight. Like, just challenge someone to an online fight against their gym, and then you actually fight them live online, if you know what I mean. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Pokemon Colosseum. That game needs to return. That game was amazing. Hands down, one of the best Pokemon games ever made. And that's why Pokemon Colosseum and XD were some of the last good Pokemon games, if you ask me. Like, after that, it all started going downhill from there, because of course it's going to go downhill. You can't get better than well, you can, but like they just took a step backwards from Colosseum. Like, they should have kept going. Like, we enjoyed Colosseum. We did. So give us more Colosseum and XD. Give us another protagonist who's a badass like Wes is in Pokemon Colosseum, and like, give us another motor unicycle, and give us another character who's, like, got C4 and shit, so that we can blow up more evil team bases and shit. Because that was an awesome intro. Like, that intro just didn't give a fuck. Like, the game starts off with the protagonist blowing up the enemy team's base. Like, that's how every Pokemon game needs to start. I mean, I'm not going to say that the new Pokemon games are bad. I just think, like, if you've played Pokemon since the very beginning, like I have, then it just gets a bit old, you know what I mean? Like, you can only play the Pokemon games so long before it starts getting old, you know what I mean? Like, I've killed the Elite Four freaking billions of times now. Like, I want to do something new and fresh, and Pokemon Colosseum offered that. I haven't played Sun and Moon though. I quit after X and Y, but I didn't play Black and White either. I got X and Y with my 3DS or 2DS, and that's why I got it. I wasn't actually planning on playing X and Y originally, but because I got it with my 2DS, like, I just thought, why not? I also got another copy. Like, I got Heart Gold as well. I already had Soul Silver, but I got Heart Gold. I barely even played that, to be honest. Like, I kind of fancy going back to it, but how many times have I replayed, like, Pokemon Gold and Silver? Yeah, like, that's what I miss about Colosseum. Colosseum was awesome. Like, Colosseum definitely needs to return. I mean, obviously they need to improve from Colosseum, but, like, there are ways to add more to the game. I mean, Adding an egg incubator would be a good start. Adding more customizable stats, where you can actually like customize the stats of your Pokemon like the way you want to, rather than like have IVs and EVs dictate it for you, which you have to grind to get. Yes, they've made it a little bit easier, but just get rid of the grinding, because that's the biggest problem with Pokemon, the freaking grind. It's monotonous, especially if you want to play competitively. I mean, I'm not a competitive gamer, but in X and Y, that was literally all the end game was, pretty much. Also, fun fact, this is the test track for this car, so if I fuck up on this, then I'm obviously terrible at this game. It's clearly not the car, because this car was tested on this track. So, yeah. It's pretty cool that this car has its own, like, testing place, yet Twinmill doesn't. You want to be very careful there, because if you drive too fast then you'll get hit by that grinder. And yeah, you really don't want that to happen. Fuck, what's going on here? That was pretty awesome. I did a barrel roll. Peppy will be proud. Like, let's say, trying to think now. I'd say out of all the female gym leaders, Whitney was probably the best, because, like, her Miltank would just destroy anybody. Like, let's be honest. If you were up against her Miltank, you were freaking screwed. Especially if you picked Cyndaquil, because, like, I mean, picking Cyndaquil is like a no-brainer if you ask me, but for that fight, it kind of sucks because Rollout's a rock type move and rock's strong against fire, so yeah, you're kind of buggered. But other than that, like, oh, thanks for that. Other than that, it's not a big deal to, like... Oh, I've completely forgotten what I was saying now, because that guy's just rammed me backwards and I had to focus on the game. Yeah, Miltank is a fucking bitch. But that's the thing, like, I have so much more memories with Gold and Silver than I do with Red, Blue and Yellow, and Red, Blue and Yellow were my first ever game. Well, Yellow was my first game ever, so really I should have a lot of memories with it, but no, I have more memories with Gold and Silver. I mean, that's not because Red and Blue are, like, good games. Yeah, thanks for announcing that you're offline, buddy. We really care about you. And by the way, I don't know half the people who are like on my friends list on freaking PlayStation Network. I didn't even know that. Oh, actually, I did know. Yeah, it is online still. It's PS3. But yeah, like, I don't even know half the people who have added me. I just got random friend requests, and I just thought, fuck it, I'll add you. Who didn't have trouble fighting Whitney? Like, Whitney was just like, she was like the Chuck Norris of the freaking Pokemon universe. Oh shit. Oh, I wish one of them crashed into that grinder. That would be funny. That'd be brilliant. But yeah, it's finally playing Metallica. But yeah, it's kind of like, I can see what you mean by, like, when Metallica went mainstream, they kind of made less metal music and more like, the focus is more on the vocals, let's be honest. But it does have a pretty cool guitar riff at the end of this song, so it's not that bad. It's still pretty cool if you ask me. Yeah, the Pokemon Stadium games are pretty challenging. They're definitely worth playing if you want a challenge. I mean, Colosseum is probably better if you ask me, but, like, I wouldn't say the Stadium games are that bad. Like, I still haven't finished, like, Pokemon Stadium 1. I beat the Gym Leader Castle on round 1, and that's about it. And it was hard enough doing that. Like, but beating the actual stadiums themselves is even harder. Like, it really is. Because you have to do a fuck ton of battles in a row. Like, at least with the Gym Leader Castle, you only had to do, like, 4 battles in a row. And that was it. In the rest, in the other thing, it's kind of like, you have to do, like, 8 battles in a row, and it's just like, holy shit, and they're all, like, the same level as you. So, you have to actually use strategy. Yeah, pretty much. It had some cool minigames in it. I'll never forget the Licky Tongue one. That was the best minigame ever. Like, well, maybe not the best minigame. I don't know, actually. That's a good question. What is the best minigame ever? I know what the worst minigame ever is. That would be arm wrestling from Grandia 2. Or anything from Grandia 2, yeah. I mean, arm wrestling is basically like playing God Hand if it was a minigame. That's what arm wrestling is, because you're basically wrestling against the controller, pretty much. That's what arm wrestling is. Which is, yeah, that's what God Hand is, as well. But, like, yeah, this is probably my favourite track in the game, actually. I really like the design of this track, how you've got, like, this snake that you go inside and shit. But, yeah. Didn't mean to change the subject, but I just had to make a comment on that. I really like this racetrack, it's cool. Like, you've got all these, like, jumps and shit, and... oh, shit. I like how you can turbo in reverse, but now I'm back into last place on the last lap. Great. But yeah, I did like the minigames in Pokemon Stadium. Like, they were pretty cool. But yeah, Grandia 2's freaking arm wrestling and that nut gathering game, fuck that. Even Ryudo said the nut gathering game was stupid. Like, even he made a snide remark about how bad the freaking nut grabbing section was. Like, he says, what's next? The pillow gauntlet. And the worst part about it is that even if you could, like, do well at it, you had to redo it every single time if you wanted to, like, get all the rewards for it, which is fucking annoying. And the first time you only need to grab one nut and that's it. So, yeah. Fuck that minigame. It's just annoying. You know it's annoying if Ryudo thinks it's annoying. I mean, I won't deny anything that he says. Because that guy is pretty fucking awesome, so I won't... oh shit, I could lose this. I could fucking lose this. And I barely lost it to Twinmill. But I did lose it to Twinmill, so... gotta give me some credit. Twinmill is the best car in the game, so... or Twinmill 2, it doesn't really matter, but yeah. You know, should have busted a nut. Yeah, the cabin again. Oh, I won! I won! Player 1 has mad skills, apparently. And that's basically the end of the game, if I recall. That's literally it. But there are other tracks to do, and I can show you them. But I can show you how ridiculously hard this is. But I'll do it after I've done all of the other tracks, though, because... like... because there are other tracks, I just need to go into an exhibition race for it. That track is bugged. I don't know why, but that track won't work. And, yeah, it just won't work. This one's pretty good, so I can do this one, Serpent Spin. But these tracks are basically exclusive to the PlayStation version. If you have the Nintendo 64 version, you don't get these tracks, but they're just extra tracks to play on. They're pretty cool tracks, though, if you ask me. I love how I haven't changed my car. I really should have changed my car. Because I've been, like, driving rigger motor since the very start. I'm playing on PS3, actually. That's why I've had all these problems, because I'm using a capture card. Yep, pretty much. Though, to be fair, the Nintendo 64 version does have better visuals, I think. It does have certain things that are better about it, let's put it that way. Yeah, this track's pretty fun. Like, the Nintendo 64 does have some good things about it, I'm not gonna lie. But, like, they both have the pros and cons, let's put it that way. But this game has extra tracks, and that's why I have the PS1 version. Plus, if I had the Nintendo 64 version, I couldn't stream it anyways, because my Nintendo 64 is on a completely separate, like... well, I could probably stream it if I emulated it, I guess, but why bother when I already have this version? And plus, I don't want to have to play it with a freaking Xbox controller. Like, I'm used to the PS1 controller, so the PS3 controller is the next best thing. I guess I could play it with a PS3 controller, but it means setting it all up, and I just can't be bothered with that shit. But, yeah. Oh, shit. What the fuck did I just do there? Now I'm back to 5th place. I didn't know that Resident Evil 2 was on the Nintendo 64. Now I'm curious. Like, there are some pretty shit ports on the Nintendo 64 though, like Forsaken. My god. Like, you had to save the game on the freaking, like, memory thing on the controller. And it just... my memory thing doesn't work. But the controls for it are just horrendous. Like, in case you're wondering what Forsaken is, it's kind of a rip-off of Descent. Well, it kind of is a rip-off of Descent, let's put it that way, but the controls on the Nintendo 64 are horrendous. Mainly because the Nintendo 64 controller has the tightest freaking control stick of all time. Oh, so I don't know whether you played the PC version or the console version, but let's put it this way. I didn't have a good experience with Forsaken on Nintendo 64. Like, I need to play more Nintendo 64 games. Like, I was kind of, like, I always wanted a Nintendo 64, believe it or not, but I ended up getting a PlayStation instead. So I grew up with a PlayStation, not the Nintendo 64. But, like, eventually I did get a Nintendo 64 and I loved it. And I was like, why have I not had this all my life? But then again, having PlayStation has been good, because I did get to play a lot of RPGs on it. Like Legend of Dragoon, for example. Though you could say that's a bad thing at the same time, if you want, but it's not all that bad, Legend of Dragoon, let's be honest. It's pretty fun at certain points, but it just takes forever. Like, I don't think I've got a shoot 'em up on it. Like, the games I've got for Nintendo 64 that I can remember, I've got Kirby 64, I have Pokémon Stadium, which is in pieces. I've actually taped the back of it with masking tape. Don't ask why, but I actually wanted to go inside my copy of Pokémon Stadium to see, and this is how stupid I am. I wanted to see if by changing the back of the Nintendo 64 thing, I could play American Nintendo 64 games on my Nintendo 64, but it didn't work. So, yeah, I didn't have the screws to replace the back on, on my Nintendo 64 copy of Pokémon Stadium, so I just decided to use masking tape and I just taped it. Pretty much. But yeah, SNES had great RPGs. Like, as for the PS1, like, it's kind of like, I'll be honest, I haven't played them all, mainly because, like PS1 games, it's like Legend of Dragoon, like, they just take ages. I mean, back in the day, that was a good thing, because, like, I don't know, back in the day, like having long games was a cool thing. Now it's kind of like you want to have good pacing in your games. But yeah, this is a great track. This is one of my favourite tracks in the game, and it's part of the reason why I prefer the PlayStation version over the Nintendo 64 version. Simply because this track is fucking awesome. It's a fucking volcano track. How can it not be awesome? But yeah, this is the track that was exclusive as well. Like, this bit reminds me of Kirby Air Ride, where you're, like, going on them rails. If you, like, remember magma flows from Kirby Air Ride, that's what this bit reminds me of, but just more linear. Oh boy, this thing. I have to avoid that thing. I love how you can just destroy, like, giant rocks in the sky with your vehicle. That's pretty awesome. Yeah, I still got my copy of Legend of Dragoon as well. Like, as I say, Legend of Dragoon, it does a lot of things right. It really does. Yeah, I love this, just going up the freaking volcano. Pretty awesome. That's why I love this track. Like, so many inventive tracks in this game. Oh, did I lose positions? That's weird. But yeah, like, Legend of Dragoon was... it just took way too long, and it had so many sections of the game which were just slow. But other than that, like, it did have an interesting premise, and it had some, like, it did have a lot of, like, abstract, like, story in a way. Well, like, it had a lot of backstory to it, but we never really got to see it. Like, It's a game that needs a freaking prequel. That's what Legend of Dragoon needs. It needs a prequel. Like, badly. Because the things that happened in the past seem pretty cool, and I want to see more about what happened back then. And it would just make you appreciate the story more, you know what I mean? That's what it needs. It needs a freaking prequel. Not a sequel, a prequel. Like, I know a lot of people want to see a Legend of Dragoon 2. No, you don't. You don't want to see another freaking Legend of Dragoon that takes place after that. Like, it should end like that. Like, some games shouldn't have sequels, and Legend of Dragoon is one of them. But Legend of Dragoon should have a prequel. Definitely. Like, Horizon 3, Hot Wheels expansion. Like, is that Forza Horizon? Because I didn't play Horizon 3. I played Horizon 1. And that's it. Incoming! Oh, I think that's what he said. I'm taking glances at the stream and at the freaking game at the same time. So, yeah, Forza Horizon 3. Dragonstone's got passed around the story like hot potato. Dragonstone. Oh yeah, like those things, yeah. That, like, Legend of Dragoon was basically the JRPG equivalent of Power Rangers. Well, it was, until White Knight Chronicles came out. Like, White Knight Chronicles is the real Power Rangers of JRPGs, but, like, technically, Legend of Dragoon did it first, and it did it better. Like, fucking White Knight Chronicles is shite, so, like, but Legend of Dragoon, it had a lot of promise. Like, if, and I've said this before and I'll say it again, if you're looking for a good RPG to start with, like, it's a great starter RPG for people new to RPGs as Legend of Dragoon. Like, it's probably the best RPG to start with simply because the mechanics are so simple and it teaches you the basics. And it's not really that hard either. I'm going to try a different car because I've been using that one since the beginning. Thunder Roller's pretty awesome. But I want to pick a car that I really like. Unless you guys want to decide a car, it's up to you, but here are all the cars, pick one. And that way I can have some interaction.
Strip teaser.
Yeah, strip teaser. But yeah, there's some pretty cool cars. To be fair, I haven't really played much of Super Mario RPG, but I do have it. The regular Hot Wheels car, let's go with that then. Strip teaser! Right. Airtime challenge. I guess we could do that. And we'll pick a track which has good airtime. Road to Rustwell's a good one. Yeah, let's do that. Yeah, we'll try this airtime challenge. We might as well. This game isn't the biggest game out there, but after this, we can see if I can do anything in the Twin World Cup. I bet we can't. I can at least show off how hard the Twin World Cup is compared to the others. Yeah, Hot Wheels car, very original. Oh, wait, this is just me on my own? Well, I guess we can try and get points, I guess. That was a great start, to be honest. That was a really great start. Yeah, like, Hot Wheels car! My favourite one is... Well, actually there's quite a lot of good ones, but I like Evil Weevil. And freaking, like... There's other ones that I like as well, but I can't think of it. I can't think of them in a while. Hot Wheels car for Smash Brothers. Like... Hot Wheels car for freaking, like... mascot of Nintendo or something. Instead of Mario. Like, no, Microsoft needs a mascot, so give him the Hot Wheels car. Oh, EA mascot, that's a good idea. I don't know what this music is, but it sounds pretty awesome. This music, I don't know if you'll be able to hear it because the sound will be down, but the music that plays in this bit is pretty awesome. But yeah, I love it when the announcer's like, "Stay on it!" and like, "Grip it and rip it." Like, it's fucking hilarious. EA and Nintendo hate each other. Well, I don't know how F-Zero would have gone with Criterion then, considering that Criterion... I don't know if Criterion are subsidiaries of EA or not, to be honest. They seem to work on a lot of EA games, so yeah, but... Tri-Ace seem to work on a lot of, like, Square Enix games, but they did make Resonance of Fate, which is Sega, so... And Exist Archive, which is Spike Chunsoft, so yeah. Oh, shit. I'm already buggering up. But yeah, let's see how much points I get from this, and then I'll go to... I'm afraid I won't be able to pick a car for the Twin Mill Cup. I'll have to go Twin Mill 2. The paperclip guy from Microsoft Word. Oh yeah, him. I remember him. Pretty much. Or Master Chief. Or the Forza car. Or a Forza car. But that's the thing, you couldn't have a Forza car as the mascot because they're all licensed cars. That's the only problem. I remember there was a way to actually, like, do, like, a roll trick. Like, a twist trick. I'm gonna see if I can try and do it here. Oh, what am I doing? Wrong fucking thing. There we go, that's what I wanted to do. Barrel rolls or shit. Like that, so yeah. It should have the best OST of all time. Well, I don't think too fondly of Sega, but Tri-Ace... You can always count on Tri-Ace to offer great music because they have Motoi Sakuraba working with them, so yeah. I mean, I have heard of some of the music and it's alright. I wouldn't really say it's his best, or he's far better. I'm going to go back into the Hot Wheels Cup then, and we're going to see if we can tackle the Twin Mill Cup, and I bet I won't beat it. This is rock hard. Is this. So we need a car that's also rock hard. I'm going to go with Twin Mill 2 because it looks like a Dodge Viper, so... And I like Dodge Vipers, so...
Twin Mill 2!
Yeah, I like that. Plus, it's made in 1993. That's when I was born, so... Yeah, here we go. Yeah, the best soundtracks that Motoi Sakuraba has made are, in my opinion, Eternal Sonata, Infinite Undiscovery, Batten Kaitos, and Valkyrie Profile 2. Those are his 4 best in my book. Yeah, he does. He is a badass. This announcer means business. And this fucking race means business as well, because these guys don't play around. These guys are the biggest cheaters ever. Look, they start with boost. Now, what I like to do here is just let them, like, don't trick or anything like that. Just don't take fucking risks, because if you do, you're gonna guarantee failure. I have 6 laps to keep up with them, and if I lose them, it's over. I will never catch up to them. Ever. And you'll just watch me lose. And I think it's too late because they've just passed... Like, look at how fast they are. Like, these guys do not let you pass them at all. Like, it's like racing a staff ghost. That's what these guys are like. You have to be perfect to win. Like, and to think this was in a freaking kids game, for heaven's sake. It's balls hard. But yeah, whoops. I'm going to restart there because I fucked up there. I want to prove that this is legitimately hard and not me being an idiot. It's a shame he doesn't annoy you during the entire race. Oh god, another loading screen, great. I mean, he does make comments at you during the entire race. Lion King, I'm not going to say you're wrong there because, like, I mean, there's a lot of kids games on the SNES which are freaking hard. I really should have just done that. Would have saved my ass if I did that. Saved me a lot of hassle. Right, let's not... Like, they turn so perfectly, it's unbelievable. And they'll fucking use this freaking shortcut every time as well, so if you bugger that up... Oh, shit. Look at that! Oh, fuck. What the fuck? Okay. But yeah, now I'm fucked again. But I'm gonna actually race this time, legit, so you can watch me fail. Even as an adult, that game is bullshit hard. Yeah, so is this cup. But yeah, this music is pretty awesome. I don't know what it's called, but it's pretty awesome what's playing. I don't know if you'll be able to hear it though, because the sound's been turned way down in game sound. Mainly so you can hear my voice in the mic, but like, it's pretty awesome music. It just really gets you feeling the moment, you know what I mean? Like, I mean, I'm not an expert on Disney. I mean, this is my it has been my first time playing through the Kingdom Hearts games after all, and for a reason, because I was never really brought up with Disney. Really, I never watched The Lion King as a kid. I know that might seem blasphemous to some of you, but I never did. Like, as I say, I was a Nickelodeon kid. I was brought up with shit like Ren and Stimpy, and now that I say that, that's pretty weird. But yeah, like, stuff like that. But yeah, I do remember playing another Disney game, and that wasn't because I had it, it was because my parents got me a copy of Tarzan for the PS1, and I didn't even know what Tarzan was at the time, so I was just like, okay, whatever. And that game frustrated me so much, and I ended up selling it. But yeah, that was actually my first PlayStation 1 game, believe it or not. That's what came with my PS1. Freaking licensed game. Yeah, Ren and Stimpy is crazy as fuck, just like this game. Pretty much. Yeah, like, that's the thing. I'm not brought up on Disney, so naturally I didn't play it back then, but now I decided to play it. Because one of my friends is really big into Kingdom Hearts, and he wanted me to try it, so like, I thought, yeah, I'd try it. Why not? I'm all for trying games, as long as they don't piss me off, which Kingdom Hearts 1 did. But Kingdom Hearts 2, it might actually be a lot better. Now what am I doing? Hang on a minute, I need to turn around. This stream has been fucking nuts the whole way through. That's what this stream has been, just absolute fucking nuts. But yeah, Nickelodeon, the reason why I like Nickelodeon the best is because it prioritized comedy over the whole believe in yourself bullshit. Like, I mean, oh shit, I love how I was sliding on my back, and it looks like I've been overlapped by them now, or something. Like, you could see them on the other side, so they're definitely ahead of me. But yeah, like, trying to think of other things I watched as a kid. I think that was basically it. Like, well, I watched other things. I watched the Pokémon anime and the Yu-Gi-Oh anime, if I recall, and like, there was a lot of Nickelodeon stuff that I ended up watching. But yeah, there was actually a game that I had at one point. Well, actually, no, I borrowed it. It was called Nicktoons Racing. That was an interesting game. Like, that was a kart racing game. That was basically the Mario Kart. Look, I've just been overlapped by this guy. It was basically the Mario Kart of Nickelodeon. And it was pretty interesting, not gonna lie. Like, it's amazing how I'm remembering about all these licensed games now, that I'm playing a licensed game. Pretty much. I mean... oh, crap. I'm trying to think of, like, I remember there was Rocko's Modern Life. That was another one that I used to watch as well. That was another childhood program that I used to watch as well. Like, ah, fuck, I blew up in the acid or the sludge or whatever the fuck. Yeah, pretty much, that's what it used to be, and then Shadow of War came out where the games were no longer just trailers and hype, they were money-making machines for publishers. Yeah, pretty much. I think all Nickelodeon shows were fucked up in their own way. Like, SpongeBob was fucked up. Like... But, like... In some cases the comedy's aged well, in other cases it hasn't, you know what I mean? But at least it had a comedic vibe to it, you know what I mean? Like, I remember what I used to watch as well was Fairly Odd Parents. I used to watch that as well. That was really late on when that was around. But, like, I was still watching that shit. And that was... Look at these guys! They've already finished the race! They just sat there waiting for me to finish the race. Because they're so smug, they're just like, come on, take... Like, we've got somewhere to be. Like, they're just assholes. Pretty much. Yeah, pretty much. I did watch that as well. I watched the whole lot. Rugrats, like, Fairly Odd Parents, SpongeBob, Rocko's Modern Life, like... to be honest, I didn't really watch Hey Arnold much. Not really, like, but I did watch a lot of them, like, as I say. Yeah, I don't know what that would be like now. Like, all I remember back when it was on was it was just crazy as fuck. Pretty much, that was a freaking crazy thing, but it was just what you needed before school, really. Something that's just crazy as fuck. Yeah, I did brilliantly there. 7 minutes, 13 seconds, 80 milliseconds. Is it? Like, there's been a lot of Nickelodeon movies. Like, one of my favourite things to do back at Christmas, like, one of the things that I miss about Christmas is, like, when I was a kid I used to look forward to looking at, like I went looking at on Sky and watching all of the movies that were on, like, around Christmas time. I used to remember that. That was one of my memorable Christmas things that I used to do as a kid that I just don't do anymore. Yeah, Hey Arnold was just kind of like, whatever. I just didn't get that at all. And now to get my soul destroyed by the game. Look at that. Look at that. This is a kid's game, remember, people. A kid's game. This is soul destroying to a child who has, like, they want to succeed in life, and then they see this, and yeah, that's pretty depressing. But yeah, and yeah, that's pretty much it. I can keep going, but like, and do any track you want before I go. I've still got some time left, so like, if you guys want to suggest a track to do and a car to race with, then we can do that. Butch Hartman actually just left Nickelodeon. Oh boy. That's a bad sign. Congratulations, you lose. So yeah, if you see a track, just basically pick a track and I'll race on it. I'll show all the tracks and just basically, first one to pick a track wins. And then pick a car. Pretty much. That's how we're gonna do it. So if you want to pick a track, then you can. Otherwise, I'm just gonna pick random track in a few minutes. But yeah, like, there's cars as well. So if you want a car, feel free to pick one. Or I guess I'll just pick one myself and go with, like, I can do the test track again. I like that track. As for cars, well, I love this car. This is a good one.
Way too fast.
Way too fast. And then you've got, like, this one's one of my favorites.
Evil Weevil.
Evil Weevil. And then you've got trying to see if there's other one. Oh, this one's pretty awesome.
Red Baron.
Red Baron. And then you've got, like,
Road Rocket.
Road Rocket. Yeah, pretty much. But I'm gonna go with this one.
Speed Blaster.
Speed Blaster. Yeah, you know it's an awesome game. Oh, way too slow. Weevil from Yu-Gi-Oh. Yeah, let's do it with Speed Blaster. Oh, you want to go with Snake? I can do that. Yeah, let's do it with Snake then. Oh, I'm doing it on Dawn Encounter now, but yeah. There's a car called Snake. Snake! 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 Pretty much. Crushing your opponent slows them down. Apparently not. It actually sends them going pretty quickly. Well, it's actually helped me when opponents crash me. And no, my wheel didn't come off like that. Yeah, Snake looks kind of weird. But I'm not going to judge. It looks kind of like a muscle car, which is pretty cool. But it can't trick for shit. That's pretty bad. Oh well. Snake. But Snake's favourite car could be Stealth. Because he does do stealth after all. God, this car sucks for tricking. It really does. Not my kind of car. I like cars that can trick like fuck. Or like super quick. Anything in between and I'm just not a fan. But yeah. This game is basically the Darkwatch of racing games. That's what this game is. Pretty much. That's another game that I need to finish. Darkwatch. I barely even started that game as well. Need to get back to that game. But right now, I just want to play some Hot Wheels Turbo Racing. Because this game's kick-ass. Oh yeah, I got flashing time. That must mean it's good. Look at how bad this car is at tricking. It's terrible. Yeah, I need to finish that game. I'll play more of it. Like, Darkwatch to me feels like Halo and Painkiller had a baby. That's what it kind of feels like. It's kind of got the same movements as Halo and that lot, but it's kind of like Painkiller setting. But it's also a bit of Red Dead in there as well. Like Halo, Red Dead Redemption and Painkiller combined. That's what Darkwatch is. And this game, if you want to call this game part of it. But yeah, like... Oh, what the fuck? This game has the tendency to glitch, it seems. Fuck. Yeah, I shouldn't do that, but... No, I want to turn around, car. Like that, and now I've got no turbos left. God, this car's trash. This car is horrendous. Yeah, like... It should be on PC though, like... Darkwatch needs a PC release. Badly. It really does. Like, that game would be so awesome to play if I could use a mouse and keyboard and not have to turn the freaking reticle with the freaking analog stick. That's fucking that's just depressing. I'm sorry, but, like, unless I have Painkiller controls, I'm just not going to be happy. Yeah, remaster it and bring it out on PC. Just do that. That would make me a happy man. But yeah, like, it's a shame that Shadow Warrior left me so sour because, like, I did really want to like that game, but it's just getting harder to find a game that's even close to Painkiller. Like, it really is. Like, I just want to play a first-person shooter that doesn't annoy me. Can I do that, please? Like, I mean, I played Painkiller right after Shadow Warrior, and I'm like, this game's freaking awesome. I love this game. Like, this is everything that Shadow Warrior should have been. And I'm like, you know, like, it's just such a shame that we don't get games like Painkiller was just a one-off. Like, it just ticked all my boxes, let's be honest. I mean, I can understand that other people would like certain first-person shooters over Painkiller, but I just think a lot of old-school first-person shooters have a lot of things that I just don't like. Like the fucking booby traps in Hexen and Heretic and shit. And I just don't like mazes, and they have a lot of mazes in them as well and stuff. I like arenas and stuff. Then I played Serious Sam to get more of that, and that game frustrated the hell out of me. That game's worse than Shadow Warrior. Like, at least Shadow Warrior was enjoyable for the first few minutes. Like, freaking Serious Sam bored me to death. And that game was frustrating as well. Destiny, I thought Bungie made Destiny. Or have they got a new developer or co-developer? But yeah, like, then again, did High Moon Studios make Darkwatch? Are those the guys who made it? Because if so, then it kind of makes sense. Because it is very similar to Halo. It feels like the gameplay mechanics feel like Halo with a painkiller. It feels like Halo with a painkiller and Red Dead paint job. Which reminds me, like, Painkiller needs a level set in the Wild West. Why is that not a thing yet? Like, that's the one level missing from Painkiller, the cowboy level. Like, if there's anything in this game right now, and this talk about Darkwatch has taught me, Painkiller, we need a cowboy level in Painkiller. It needs to happen, where we shoot freaking demonic cowboys and freaking demonic horses and shit like that. That would be awesome. Like, that needs to happen. But we have Darkwatch, I suppose, which is the closest thing, but someone needs to add, like, make a Painkiller modded map with that, like, set in, like, the Wild West, but, like, a kind of like Darkwatch Wild West. That would be freaking awesome. That needs to happen. But yeah, co-dev, yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, this car, to say that I had a really bad start with it, it seems to be fast. I'm not going to question its speed, but that's not what I look for in a car, personally. But yeah, let's spin to win. But yeah, I can't believe tomorrow I'm going to be able to play Kingdom Come Deliverance. Whoops. Yeah, I mean, the only comic book game I've played is, well, I played The Darkness 2 and Spider-Man 2, which are funny because they're both 2s. Yeah, Spider-Man 2 is a game that I missed. I lost that game because my parents gave it away to another kid who wanted it, and I had no say in it. And then they told me that they gave the game away, and I was like, why did you give my game away? And I just thought, alright, fuck it. Like, just this random kid who wanted it. But, oh well. Yeah, I always go high max in F-Zero as well. Yeah, Spider-Man 2, like, I'll admit though, I will admit, I used cheats in Spider-Man 2. Yeah, I know, I cheated to unlock every single level, but I was a kid back then, so, yeah. That was back when I thought that cheats were cool, and then I eventually decided, you know what, cheats are actually not good. They actually remove the fun out of games. No wonder I suck at games these days, because back when games were tough, I used to cheat the fuck out of them as a kid. Street Rodder seems pretty cool. Yeah, I might actually do that one. And Spider-Man 2 was good, but yeah. Like, Spider-Man 2 was the one I played, and I have some memories playing that game as well. Like, that game had some pretty cool moments. I liked how it, like, had so much, like, more depth in the combat than you would think it has. Like, I remember fighting Sandman and climbing up that wall where it was constantly electrocuting you. Yeah, cheats have been replaced by microtransactions, that's why. Like, freaking microtransactions ruin everything. Yeah, the missing no cheat. I remember that as well. That's another one that I'm guilty of doing. Though I did that on Pokemon Red, not Yellow, because I was afraid that it would bugger up my game if I used the missing no glitch. So I did it on Red. Yeah, this car looks pretty cool, but apparently there's no driver. Electric air. Kick ramp air. Yeah, I guess. Like, trophies as well. Like, I've never... okay, I'll admit. I kind of was an achievement hoard when I was playing certain games, like Halo 3. Like, I hoard the fuck out of that game because the armor pieces that you got were tied to achievements, and I wanted to get high gamer score on that. So I did all the meta achievements and stuff to get like lots of gamer score. So yeah, but other than that, like, I never really bothered too much with achievements. I never really obsessed with it like a lot of people do. Like, I've never gotten a platinum ever on a Sony like trophy thing. I can never get up there, even though I don't really need to, but yeah. Not the easiest one to get. Yeah, microtransactions have basically replaced them, pretty much. But hey, at least we managed to petition, like, for cheats to return in 2 Worlds 2, and they ended up doing it. You see, if you complain, things happen, believe it or not. Like, they bought... Oh, I was trying to actually turn there, but yeah, turned the wrong way. But, like, people complained about 2 Worlds 2 and they brought back cheats. They had to. It doesn't make Topware any less scummy for putting freaking microtransactions in the game to begin with, which is fucking stupid. But that's Topware for you. Topware are shit. They really are filthy pieces of shit. But Reality Pump, like, come on, how can you hate Reality Pump? They made freaking Ravens cry. They made 2 Worlds. Like, they invented memes. Like, 2 Worlds make your own. Like, those freaking things are freaking hilarious. And 2 Worlds 2 is a legit good game. Like, if you're gonna play any Western RPG, that's the one, if you ask me. Like, unless you play Mount and Blade, obviously, but 2 different types of games. Like, Mount and Blade is kind of more about, like, sandbox, whereas this is kind of a bit more story focused and open world focused. Though it's not got a full open world like most of them do. Yeah, I need to play Symphony of the Night at some point. Like, that's definitely something that I need to try out. But I'm not sure if I want to start with that. I might actually start with something else, like... I want to start off with the beat 'em up one, which might sound silly, but... You know the one, like, you streamed it at one point, Bio, like the Castlevania one that you streamed with the guy who... that he gets a whip and you got lost in it. Which, that's a bad sign, I guess. If you get lost, then I'm probably going to get lost as well. But yeah, that game, yeah, I want to try that game because it seems interesting. But before I do, like, if I'm going to play any game next, like, on my list, I'm thinking The Bouncer. Like, I want to try that game. Out of all the games that you've played, Phoenix, The Bouncer is the one that I'm most interested in. Like, that game... I don't know, it's a short but sweet game for starters. Oh, fuck. And it's also... I will say I do like this car for tricks. It's pretty good for tricks, actually. Oh, well. But, like, The Bouncer looks pretty cool. Like, just a random beat-em-up, which is just, like... Which is another game that's just completely crazy and random. In a way. But yeah, that's probably what I'd be looking for at some point, and I looked it up and it's not actually that cheap to buy. I mean, it's actually quite cheap to buy as well off Amazon, so I might actually just buy a copy, if it's that cheap. Like... Yeah, like... I've not played that many Metroidvanias, to be honest. Like, I actually considered starting with Bloodstained and thought, yeah, that would be a good way to start with it. Like, it's the latest thing, kinda, but then it's a spiritual successor, and yeah, it might not actually be good. But, I don't know. I need to... I mean, maybe I should play more Castlevania 1, maybe? Like... Like, oh shit, I landed on my back, that's why. Whoops, again. Fucked it up again. Now I have to turn around and no, I have to reverse first. Yeah, Learn into Innocence, that's the one I want to play. Ooh, secrets. Yeah, you get a mystery car from it. Yeah, I'm probably gonna lose this one. Freezing? That sounds bad. Is that normal for the game? Am I going the right way or the wrong way? I don't even know anymore. Which way am I going? Wait, which way is he going? He's going backwards! Oh shit, come on. Turn around. Yeah, I'm hoping that's the issue. But yeah, apparently this game has a few frame rate issues on emulator. That's another reason to do it on this, with a capture card, I guess. That was pretty cool. Managed to land that one. I mean, this is a good car. I'm just driving it really shittily. Like, now I just need to, yeah, take the shortcut. Don't take the obvious route like everybody else does. I can't afford to do that. Well, I passed one person, but it's not enough, is it? But yeah, like, it does look cool. Whoa. Yeah, like, some emulators are good and some are just shit. Pretty much. Like, I just love that when all the cars just, yeah, we lost. But we lost to Thunder Roller. I do want to play as Thunder Roller though, that's one thing I do want to do, because Thunder Roller is an awesome vehicle. Oh, Hot Wheels Cup? I didn't realise that we were doing the Hot Wheels Cup. I guess we're doing it again. Why not? Might as well. Let's pick another car. Super van.
Super van.
Super van. God, this loading screen takes ages. Any moment now. There we go.
3, 2, 1, go!
Time to stunt like fuck with the super van. Yeah, brilliant at stunting is this thing. I mean, it's a freaking van, what do you expect? I'm coming to decorate your face with my super van. Or I'm coming to decorate your, like... I'm trying to hit the guy. I'm trying to decorate your freaking rear bumper with my super van. No, not you decorate my rear bumper. Me decorate your rear bumper. Like that. But it didn't work, unfortunately. Yeah. can get another turbo and shit. Like, I was originally going to do Kingdom Hearts, but to be honest, I think I'm just going to play that and just do, like, I'm just going to do screen caps with that, because I don't know, I think that there's more fun games out there to stream like this, and I just decided, you know what, let's just stream this. I'll just do Kingdom Hearts 2 another time, I guess. Like, I want to be more, I want to just chill with this stream, to be honest. Like Kingdom Hearts, the problem with it is that, and it's just like the freaking sounds, you can't change the volume, and there's such, like, my voice just sounds way too high, and it's just awful, and I just don't like it. It's way too loud. Plus, when I did, like, test the stream, it was just like, yeah, this isn't working. Like, I've only just gotten out of the Roxas section, so really it's unfair for me to judge. But I'm liking what I've seen so far. It seems a lot better than Kingdom Hearts 1. Like, at least it has a pretty decent tutorial, like Kingdom Hearts 1. Like, at least, like, it gives you a guard right from the get-go, unlike Kingdom Hearts 1 where you have to, like, earn it, and the guard isn't even good enough anyways. Like, Kingdom Hearts 1, I just mashed X, but this, like, I think the problem with Kingdom Hearts 1 is it didn't really have a proper tutorial, or enough time to get to grips with the, well, it did, but, like, by the time that the tutorial was happening, you didn't have any skills. All you could do was mash X and run away. That's it. In Kingdom Hearts 2, there's an actual tutorial where you can actually learn how to guard and do reversals and shit, which is just so much better. Oh fuck, he's got a fucking hammer. I don't want to go near him, because if you get the hammer power up, then it's instant blow up on anyone who collides with you. So yeah, you watch out for him. So yeah, it's kind of unfair to judge. I mean, I don't think the intro section was as bad as people make it out to be. Like, I've played worse intro sections, like freaking Dragon Quest 9. But, like, I can see why people will get annoyed with it, and yeah, it did drag on for a bit, but to be honest, at least there was some action involved. At least I was actually doing some combat in it. Like, Destiny Islands and fucking Kingdom Hearts 1 was just so boring. Go find mushrooms, I want to get high, and go find fucking sails for the boat and other shit. Like, come on. Like, I don't want to have to freaking find shit, like, and that's when I realised that I was going to need to bring out a guide for every single section of the game, and that's when I start losing interest in the game. The moment that I require to use a guide for every second of your game is the moment that I've lost interest. It's the same reason why I don't like playing Zelda games, because I have to use a guide all the time. I don't want to have to load up a guide to play your game. Well, I don't know if I actually blew him up or not there. Oh shit. I did blow him up because he's just respawned, but he just went straight past me. It's pretty embarrassing that I'm catching up to Twinmill though. But yeah, Kingdom Hearts 2, I'm sure it's going to be better. I have seen my friend play it, and he has spoiled the final boss for me, and the final boss looks pretty awesome. So, like, I'm pretty sure it's going to be fun. Yeah, pretty much, but let's be honest. It can't be any worse than Tales of Symphonia's startup, let's be honest. I mean, the sort of thing is, Strider, is that you quit out on Tales of Symphonia right before it started actually getting good. Like, at the freaking, just before you're about to go on flying on the dragons, that's where it actually starts getting good. Everything up until there, yeah, I can completely understand why you are bored of Tales of Symphonia. Although, yeah, as I said before, like, the dungeons don't get any better, I'm not gonna lie. But, like, I get that you're watching the anime though, so you'll be able to see what happens. But I just think it's so much better to see what happens in the game, because of just how it's presented, personally. Yeah, I don't really play the Persona games for that reason. Because they're just really slow. I can tell, I just need to look at them, and there's a lot of things, I just look at it and it's just like nothing appeals to me in that game at all. I mean, a lot of people like it, but just nothing appeals to me in that game at all. But, like, as I say, the Shin Megami Tensei series just isn't for me, I guess. It's just not my thing, and I think a lot of people like it. I just don't. It's just not my thing, really. But, yeah, I can imagine, considering what that game's trying to be, is the whole freaking, like, date, like you've got, like, a date and time, and you've got, like, a calendar and shit. Like, it looks like there's gonna be a lot of freaking, like, whatchamacallit. Oh yeah, Thunder Roll is awesome. Like, it looks like there's going to be a lot of dialogue in the game, and a lot of, like, small talk as well. And plus, the whole high school, like, setting doesn't appeal to me in the slightest. I try not to remember those days, so I just keep away from them in games like that, and that's part of the reason as well. But, oh shit! What the fuck? What now? But yeah, it's like a lot of people who, like, play RPGs are like, that Persona is like the best RPG ever. And I'm like, well, I don't know what I'm doing then, because I've been playing other games, and, like, but, yeah, I mean, and I've looked at the dungeons as well, and the dungeons look kind of bland, like, in Persona games. Like, they just look like random mazes. Yeah, I'm not into that sort of thing. It's like Tokyo Xanadu as well, and Trails of Cold Steel. Like, it's just not my thing at all. I'm just not into it. I mean, I understand if you are, but it's just, no, I'm not playing games like that. Like, I just don't have an interest to play games like that, personally. But yeah, like, yeah, I mean, there's a lot of things that annoy me that I've seen in the Shin Megami Tensei games as well, and just like the way the dungeons are and stuff. It's just, yeah, not my thing. It's just difficult. I guess I'm just too difficult to please, but that series just doesn't seem to do anything for me. Like, at least from what I've seen. I mean, a lot of them are like, kind of like turn-based, aside from Devil Summoner. But yeah, it's definitely a series that you're either gonna, I guess it's one of those series that you're either gonna really love it, or you're gonna really hate it, in a way. Yeah, Tokyo Xanadu. Like, I remember watching Shintai's stream of Xanadu and I was ready to fall asleep. Well, that's not an insult to Shintai, by the way. Shintai's a cool YouTuber, not slating him off. Like, if I were to play the game, I would fall asleep, but his commentary kept it interesting because he was voice acting the characters, and his voice acting was hilarious, so, yeah. But yeah, like, that game looked depressing to me. What about England Xanadu? Like, if it was set in England, it would be like, it would be chavs everywhere. Like, it'd be fucking crazy as fuck. That's another thing about all these high school games. Like, they're just not realistic. Where are all the chavvy kids that are just like freaking like doing like chav stuff? Like, where are all those guys? Like, because you can't go to a high school without at least meeting one chav. Like, it's gonna happen. And yeah, chavs are basically, for all you Yanks out there, they're basically the equivalent of basically people who are usually up to no good, but at the same time they're kind of like brought up in like very poor areas, and their parents obviously don't give a shit, and they grow up to be the same as their parents, and the cycle continues. Welcome to England. It's pretty much what chavs are. Welcome to England, place where chavs are everywhere. And yeah, it's partly because of our welfare system, because like we give so much, our government gives so much welfare away that, well, it can be handy to have welfare for people who need it, because some people do need welfare, but some people don't, and they just take welfare because they're lazy, and then they just bring up the kids to be the same, and then it's the same cycle, and we wonder why we're in such a crisis in this country. This is why, because people are exploiting the welfare system, which is fucked up pretty much. Considering the fact that it's taxpayers' money and there's people who desperately need help in this country, and they can't get it because all these people like take money off the freaking government because they can't be bothered to work. But yeah. Yeah, like, I want to see that sort of thing with one of the gangsters. I guess, like, Final Fantasy VIII tried with Cypher, but that's not really the case. Like, he was just basically just immature. Like, you gotta have, if you want it to be believable, you gotta have those cunt kids. You know what I mean? That are just hanging around everywhere. Like, it's just difficult to believe, you know what I mean? Yeah, like, that's the thing, he isn't. He's the closest thing, though. Like, it's their attempt at making one. It's what Japanese people think are chavs, but they're not. They're just fucking morons. But then again, most chavs are morons, so it's kind of close. That was a close race as well. The best example of stupid evil. I could think of a lot of examples of stupid evil, to be honest. Like freaking Grizel in White Knight Chronicles. Now that's an example of stupid evil. I don't know if that's the end of the Hot Wheels Cup or not, but... Oh, we've got Helicrash to do, haven't we? Now I can't even see what's going on because YouTube's got comments coming my way. Right, let's do Helicrash. I'm going to stick with Thunder Roller because Thunder Roller is awesome. Yeah, stunting's awesome in this game as well. But yeah, like, it's just that, as I say, another thing about all these high school RPGs is, just like high school, it's kind of like you're imprisoned there, you know what I mean? You're stuck there the whole freaking time, aside from a few dungeons and shit. I want to go and explore the world. That's part of the fun of... Oh, what? Shit. That's part of the fun of playing an RPG, like the exploring and, like, crazy world and shit, with characters that grow on you. That's what it's all about. It's all about that wanderlust and shit. That's why I played RPGs. And I'm trying to see if... Oh, there we go, it's showing up again. Like, yeah, that's the thing. I played games to escape from school as well. Like, that's what the whole... That's kind of part of the point. And also because they're fun as fuck. But it's just like, I don't want to go back to freaking experiencing that shit over again. Like, fuck that. Yeah, I guess Bully is a close thing to it, I suppose. Although I haven't played it, so I won't really know. Like, I won't know how close it is, to be honest. But yeah, I'm not a fan of schools. I never have been, never will be. I just think there's better ways to learn, like, because there are better ways to learn. I mean, the school system doesn't really work. Not really. It doesn't really teach you many practical skills. I mean, if you want to learn anything meaningful, you have to go to college or read books. That's the main way you learn, really, and that's the thing. Like, school is just basically like everybody learns it, everybody goes there, so really you're just always going to be competing with them regardless, and really it all depends on money. Again, like, just because everybody gets a basic education doesn't mean that all those people are going to get work, because they're all competing with one another. So, and we can clearly see that's not the case. Like, there's more to it than just education. I mean, education is kind of important, but you kind of need to, well, that's the thing, it's all money again. Like, if you have money to afford to go to college, then you're going to have an advantage. But then again, it's not always the case. Like, it depends on how dedicated you are. But really, like, school doesn't teach you anything important. Like, it teaches you basic maths, I guess, and like basic English, but you learn those things like early on. Like, by the time you get to secondary school, it's just like, it's all examinations and stuff and all that bullcrap. Like, you never learn anything new, you know what I mean? Like, that's the one thing that I noticed from, like, high school. Like, you don't learn anything. Rather, you're just getting examined. That's it. Like, you've already learned it all from, like freaking early school, well, middle school, as you call it. It's called primary school over here. Yeah, pretty much. But the exams don't mean jack shit, because, and they don't. Like, you can fail an exam and you can still get into college because they're desperate for people to get in them colleges. I know, because, like, I applied for several colleges and never got into them for a lot of reasons. Yeah, RPGs teach you to read, pretty much. Like, I've learned quite a lot about games. I've learned, like, playing MMOs has taught me business. Like how to, like profit off of things and stuff, and yeah, like, well, I think the reason why they have physical education is because, like, exercise, and the government has, like, we don't want obese people in our country. That's what it's all about. But they could make it better, like. Yeah, the thing about school is that, and the thing that I don't like about it the most, is the fact that, like, it forces you into things that you really don't want to be. Like, it forces you to be someone that you aren't. You know what I mean? Like, it shoves you in with lots of other people who aren't like-minded and forces you to interact with them. And these people are immature people, and yeah. And at the same time, you're forced to do things that you really shouldn't have to do. Like, and it's just bullshit, pretty much. It's like, why do I have to learn French? I never plan on going to France in my life. I was glad when I could finally decide to not take French, and, like, that was the best decision I ever made. Fuck that subject. But yeah, like, part of the reason why I have so many punctuation and grammar issues is because of bad habits I learned at school. No joke. Like, I'm so bad at fucking punctuation and grammar because I was badly taught. I'm gonna come out and say that. I was fucking badly taught because it gave me bad habits. Like, I would overuse commas and shit, and eventually I just gave up, and yeah, it wasn't really that good. All I can say is thank fucking God for freaking proofreading, because otherwise I'd be buggered as a writer, so as a blogger, so yeah. But I'm not doing very well on this track, am I? Yeah, well, as I say, like, when it comes to exams, I never really studied at all. Like, I never did. I just basically just, like, when it comes to exams, just do them and that's it. Just do your best, I guess. Like, there's no point in any forward planning, because you'll have forgotten it by the time that the exam starts, and it's usually questions that have never been asked before. And that's the thing, like, you do all this freaking... If you do all this revision, which, that's the thing, you do all this freaking revision, and then the exam has questions that you never expected. And that, you did all these mock tests, and then suddenly they come up with a question that you've never, ever done before, and that's what catches you off guard. Car company that was looking for translators. Was that Hyundai? Because that's the only car company I know that's Korean. Pretty much. But yeah, like, as I say, like, school is a lie. That's what it is, it's a lie. Like, yeah, you need to know the basic education, but there's so many ways to learn basic education. And, like, it doesn't teach you anything that really isn't common sense, really, or is valuable. I'm going to use Dragster for Snake River Rhine, which is I'm probably going to regret this. Yeah, it's a waste of time. Like, I could have been learning so much more useful shit and probably got a better job had I not gone to school. Like, I could have focused on reading up and learning programming or something like that, something useful. Like, and I've been trying to learn programming, believe it or not, but it just goes, it's just too much for me. Like, my brain just cannot handle that shit. But yeah, I did buy a book for programming, but it's just like, it's so freaking complicated. Like, if I was younger and I did it at school, then it would have probably been meaningful. But nope, school doesn't teach you programming because school's fucking stupid. It apparently does now, but not when I was there. Just like pointless shit. That's what I freaking learned. I mean, that's the thing. I failed math, and the job I do requires math. And I can, I can operate a freaking till having failed math. Like, yet there's people that I've worked with who can't even operate a basic fucking cash desk and struggle at counting money. And I'm like, it's easy. All you need to do is, instead of counting up, count down. Like, look at what you get. Look at what they're giving you, and then count down from there. And it's just so hard for these people. And yeah, I failed math, so anyone can do it. It's not hard. Like, but that's the thing. The reason why I failed math is because of fucking geometry. Geometry is the worst part for me. I mean, yeah, like, I mean, if you want to be a doctor, then you need some academic skills. You need to know sciences and shit. You need to know that, because lives are at stake. But, like, if you just want to be like, I don't know, a farmer or a freaking something like that, or you want to work in a family business, then you don't need school to get a career, because you've already got one. You know what I mean? I mean, I get why, because, like, just in case, like, you change your mind, but that's why you have college. That's why you have books. Because, let's be honest, like, if you go to college and you're not reading books as well in your spare time, then you're not going to get that job. It's that simple. You want to get the job, then you've got to go beyond the call of duty. Because everybody will be taking that college course, not just you. You have to have that edge. And as such, you need the knowledge. Like, you need the knowledge to help you get that edge over everybody else. And, yeah. I mean, Because it's, like... I can't believe this. These freaking wheels. And again! And I'm not the only one who's crashing either, like, everybody is. And again! But yeah, like, what they need to do is put more money into, like, less money in, like, it's less about education. They need to put more money into public libraries, because books are knowledge. And the way I see it, if you don't want to learn something, you just aren't going to learn something. Or else you'll keep crashing, yeah. Like, if you don't want to learn something, you simply aren't going to learn something. It is that simple. But if you want to learn something, you're going to have fun learning something. Like, it's amazing how fun learning can be when you actually want to learn something. But the problem with high school is you're learning stuff that you don't want to learn. And as such, and they force you through it, and as such, you're not going to learn. It's just like, how do you expect me to learn French when I don't give a shit about French? Like, anything. Like, I don't like French cars, I don't like French food, I don't really care for the French accent, I don't like, I'm just not a fan of France at all. I don't want to learn how to speak it, nor do I want to learn how to freaking read it. Like, I never plan on going to fucking France in my life. Ever. It's the last place on earth I am going to go besides, like, somewhere like Syria or a third world country. Like, out of all the first world countries in the world and the first world locations, France is the one place I don't want to go. I'm quite happy being British, thank you very much. Like, I mean, yeah, Britain might have its downsides, but at least it's not, like, super posh and all that shit. Like, I can't be dealing with people talking like that. Like, if you talk like that, like, no offense, but I just couldn't deal with that on a daily basis. And to be honest, like, I've watched French streamers on Twitch and they don't freaking talk like that. So, like, and the way we were taught to talk is fucking dreadful if that's how normal French people talk. That's all I'm going to say. What the fuck? I don't think it matters whether or not I'm talking about and reading the chat. I'm gonna crash regardless. But I am doing quite well now because I am second place. Fuck. The moment I said that, I'm in last place again. But yeah, this character is not very good at tricking at all. But that went alright. It's fast though. That's why I can catch up pretty quickly. That guy landed on his back. Yeah. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I'm gonna win this. I don't see why I wouldn't win this. Like, I've been completely forgetting that this is a Grand Prix. Oh shit, I always do this shit. And it's... fuck. Okay, maybe I will lose this because of that. But, oh well. At least I'll lose gracefully. Hopefully. There's no such thing as gracefulness in freaking Hot Wheels Turbo Racing. Like, this game is just pure testosterone. That's what this game is. Like, it's all about just blowing shit up, and yeah, that's what this is all about. Let's be honest. That's what Hot Wheels Turbo Racing is. Like, you just gotta freaking do crazy fucking shit. Like, don't think about being graceful. Like, that's not what you think about when you play a game like this. Because that's what losers think about when they play games like this. Like, it's all about, it's not about driving with style, it's about, well, unless you count the tricks, it's about driving like a fucking maniac and running everybody off the road. That's why Metallica's Fuel is playing in the background, although you might not be able to hear it. I mean, I think the song itself is alright. I have no problems with the song at all. Like, I mean, I don't really know much about metal bands, so I don't really get involved in knowing about metal bands. I'm not a metal enthusiast at all, but I like metal. I mean, it's good music, so that's good enough for me, but I'm probably going to end up losing, yeah. Oh well. And I did the same thing as last time as well. But oh well. I'm not going down without a fight though. They'll have already passed the finish line. But there's hope. There's still hope. Fuck. So much for hope. Yeah. At least we passed him. Hey guys, how's it going? Just a pile up over there. Well, it was made for little boys. But it's not just made for little boys, apparently. Like, anyone can enjoy this game. It's a fucking wonderful game. Yeah, I've got mad skills again. But yeah. Anyways, I think this is a good time to call it for the stream. So yeah, thanks everyone for coming out, and I'll see you all next time. Dragster, yeah. But yeah, see you guys.